Because when I took that jump and came here, I used to miss family. I used to think, what am I doing with my life? I left a secure job that was giving me an income, and I came to this space. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but what am I doing? Welcome to the Us Obsessed show, where we share stories, deep life experiences, and turning points to wake humanity up to the truth of who they are. Hi everyone, this is Kanika once again on the Us Obsessed show, but this time with a twist. This time with her personal reflections and her solo journey. So are you ready? Let's dive into it. So for those of you who don't know me, a little bit about myself before I dive into the lessons that I learned from the past year and where am I going to move forward in this year with the pure intention of igniting something within you so that you show up as your best version, because that's what we all are here for. Remembering our inner radiance, our uniqueness that we bring to the table in our lives. So, a little bit about myself. I am an ex-finance professional, and now, if we need to give labels, I'm a holistic health coach, a spiritual life coach, a guide to help people transform their lives by loving themselves. And I do this through a business, which is Us Obsessed. Apart from that, in a nutshell, who I truly am, I'm a curious learner, an ardent student, and a guide and your sister in this journey called life, where we all have our own unique experiences and stories to share, to activate each other, to really show up as our highest versions. So having said that, let me jump into my journey from the last year that I was reflecting back over these couple of days. We're almost halfway through Jan. And for me personally, guys, like, I've written down my journey in just bullet points so that I don't miss out on anything. But 2023 has been really epic for me. The past year has been a roller coaster of a ride, where I have not only done so much, but learned so much and up-leveled so much. And it wasn't an easy journey, but I always believe that with every pain story, with every dark moment that we have in our life, it's just grilling us so that we really open up and understand ourselves and understand how do we show up true to us. And you'll hear this a lot from me. Like, I love standing in my truth because it helps me realize who I am and tune me to my core values. So having said that, my first and foremost lesson was taking a leap of faith. My biggest leap of faith was shifting continents. So I was living with my parents back in the Middle East, and I took a huge shift and shifted here on a beautiful, lovely farm in the southernmost part of Australia. And this shift was something that exploded me in my growth. I've been a personal growth junkie since 2018, where I dipped. That was the deepest, darkest moment of my life. In every way, I got separated from my toxic relationship, my marriage. And if you guys want to hear about that, drop in the comments, and probably I'll make another video to share about how my journey went back then. But since 2018, I'm relentlessly pursuing self-mastery and working on myself, growing myself. And in 2023 is when I took that big uncomfortable action. I was working in a 9-to-5 job as a finance professional, earning pretty good, but it wasn't fulfilling me at a deep core level, at a soul level, right? And as much as your comfort space brings you so much of goodies, at some point in your personal growth journey, you reach this level where you're like, I want more, but how do I get more? But it's always through uncomfortable actions. And that is the reality of life, that when you break and jump into that unknown, embracing that change, it'll not only teach you so much and rattle you, but when you look back on your journey, you will be like, oh my God, I have grown so much. I've gotten stronger, more resilient, more adaptable. And you have this inner confidence that just exuberates out of you. It just shapes you in ways that your mind cannot even understand at that moment. And that's what this huge leap of faith and this big move to Australia made me realize. And over the journey, as I went through it, I've been a city girl all my life. And moving to a farm, a countryside, doing everything by yourself with your hands, it was, oh my God, I did miss family. I have done everything from cleaning the house to doing farm work, actually ground level work, and which made me really appreciative of life as well. Because, you know, guys, in the city, everything is stressful because we're doing so much of mental work, but the rest of the things are just like given. Let's take food. It's in the groceries, right? You just go get food and come back. And then for me, I had servants back home. So I had a good life, and I'm really, truly grateful for that, and to my parents to give me that life. But understanding the nuances of life, where, especially when it came to food, I came here and saw the hardships that farmers go through to produce what we get in the grocery stores. And it brought a lot of humility within me, because it shattered that self of mine, which told me that, oh my God, look at you, a finance professional in a hoity-toity job, and that it grew this ego self of mine, the me. And when I came here and saw the realities of life, the ground realities of life, it made me appreciate life and all that I have. So gratitude got inculcated in me in such deep manner that now I come from a space of not only humility but compassion, and which led me to understand patience and perseverance. Two things that I think we as a species, humanity, are really lacking at this moment. Patience, guys. We live in a world of instant gratification, right? A dopamine hit by scrolling through social media, or, seeing the good life and playing games and just getting those rewards and getting good food at a food app at the click of your, mobile phone, that we've forgotten to really enjoy the process. Have patience that things take time in life. And when we don't get it instantly, we're just like, what the hell? I just want it now. We've forgotten to be consistent, to really take into account perseverance. That's what I did when I came here. I thought that, let me come to Australia. Now that I've left my job, let me start this business and help people, empower people. At that moment also, all I wanted to do was empower you guys, right? But I came still from a space of understanding and learning these really delicate but deep teachings of life. And when I came to the farm, can you believe I actually sowed my first broccolini seed over here, and it took literally 6 months for that to grow into a whole vegetable. Do you know how much patience you need for that? How much of nurturing you need for that? Everything needs to be nurtured. It takes 9 months for us to literally bring forth a child into this world, right? Our gestation period is 9 months. And suddenly we think that everything should be done in a minute or in a day. And nothing's wrong in that, right? We've been programmed. We've been like seeing this day in, day out. So for us now, instant gratification becomes the new norm. But when we understand the concept of delayed gratification, which brings in patience and perseverance, that yes, have some space, some time to let your dreams pan out, but be consistent in your actions, that's where the real teaching of self-mastery comes. Because for me, I wanted to start this business, empower this, that, etc. But when I got into the deep depths of business, I understood, wow, I have to learn so much. I have to give this business some time because I need to understand what is my value and my vision. What do I want to bring out into the world? And I took literally 6 months until September to solidify. And it's a constant journey. The more I evolve, the more the business evolves, the more things around me evolve. But enjoying that process, unlearning things, and being with people who have the kind of same shared values really helped me, guys, which brings me to gem number 3, right? Community. People who have the similar sort of vision and shared values are your cheerleaders. And this also may include your family or may not include your family. It doesn't matter. But we are not solo people. As much as we would like to think that, yeah, I can do it all by myself. Yeah, this, that. Guys, point blank, have you seen nature? Have you seen the connectivity of trees and how beautiful it looks when you go into a garden with like different types of trees? The garden in itself is not a single entity. It's literally all those trees, bushes, shrubs, flowers, all of it that makes it so beautiful. And that's where community comes into space, especially your inner circle. Because when I took that jump and came here, I used to miss family. I used to think, what am I doing with my life? I left a secure job that was giving me an income, and I came to this space. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but what am I doing? And that's when I could share my pain, my insights with a group of very close friends that were going through similar journeys. They were also relentlessly working on their self-mastery, and they could understand, and they were cheering for me that it's okay, Kanika. Understand the big vision or the big picture. Why did you do that? Why did you take that jump or do this in the first place? And they just sort of reframe your mind to the positive, because self-coaching is great, but when you have your buddies by your side, you're just like, yeah, I've got this. And shout out to my family as well, along with my business partner, Peter. You guys have really helped me, bring me back to my dreams, that why did you do this? And supported me when I felt low. And then to my inner circle of friends, especially to my girls. As females, we really sometimes doubt that, oh my God, what am I doing? By now, I should have been married with 2 kids, especially the Indian girls. Let me tell you this, right? And these are just like those milestones, the rule book that society has played out, and nothing wrong in it. Again, no judgment. I don't come from a space of judgment, but I just bring it out purely because these are things that have been ingrained in us since our childhood. And when you radically change your lifestyle, you're like, what am I doing? I should have just taken that easy route of getting married and then do this and that and not live out those dreams which are within me, that are trying to sprout out, but it just needs some time. Back to gem number 2, patience. So I spoke to my girlfriends, and they said, and they acknowledged that they've been going through the same sort of issues, but they also triumphed, which gave me the comfort that, yeah, I'm not alone in this life. And this is why this YouTube channel is there. This is why Us Obsessed is there, guys. I'm here inspiring you and telling you that you're not alone. Wherever I stand today, have also had mentors, a group of people that have gone through very painful moments in their life to understand what life truly is all about, and they're still exploring, and we're a group of explorers. And I'm here cheering for you, because if I can do it, so can you. And if there's anything, drop in a comment. Has anything ignited within you? Have you felt something that has been blocking you for so long and you want to take that leap? But now me with just sharing the story has sparked it within you that you can do it as well. Comment, let me know. I'm sharing this because I feel that I have grown in my journey through listening to those people who've been raw, real, very open about their life. And this conversation is all about me being open, vulnerable, and connecting with you all. So yes, this brings me to gem number 4, which is growing spiritually. I think I've always been a religious kid, but spirituality came to me in 2018 once again, when I went through my dark night of the soul, per se. You know, that the lowest point in your life where you feel like, oh my God, it's all the end. And then that's your catalyst to grow. So religious, I'm a Jain. I intertwine Jainism and Hinduism, and I've got all the deities and the ascended masters, what I call, that I used to pray. But I used to pray always with that little baby girl within me saying, can I have this, or can I have that, or can I have this, and can I have that? But eventually, when I entered the realm of spirituality, which is nothing but the way of living. Spirituality is often intertwined with religion, and that's a common misconception, but spirituality is the way of life. How do you live as a human attuned to your true self and your true purpose? And it opens up so many gateways for you, right? And when I entered into the spiritual realm, I used to pray, but now with more intention, with more conscious awareness that everything that there is within me as well. So how can I connect to those embodied beings? Let it be Buddha, Mahavira, Ram, Jesus, or Hanumanji, Shivji, anybody, right? But how do I learn from them through their stories, through their teachings, whatever? And the more I went into these teachings, the more I contemplated and saw how could those teachings be included in my life, which made me more aware of myself. You know, philosophers throughout the ages have said that everything is within you. You just need to be a clear channel for the wisdom to flow through. But you can't be a clear channel if you just don't know who you are, right? And as and when I started honing, I went into hypnosis, meditation, energy healing, chakra healing, so many modalities. And every experience taught me something within me, taught me something within me, taught me something within me. And those experiences are true gold nuggets for me. And when I reached this space, this land, connecting with nature, I learned so much. Guys, it's my sincere recommendation that just take one day out of your busy lives. I know there's so much happening, but can you just go to any nature space, right? A park, anything around you, and just connect with nature. Go hug a tree. I mean, it's scientifically proven when you hug a tree, you release negative ions and from your body and you de-stress, right? But you see, nature has this very, very disciplined life, I see, but a very fluid one as well. That it's unpredictable, but it has very simple rules. That be present in every moment. And when I came here, I still had the city mental model going in my head, where I was just like, yeah, I've got to come here now. I want to start my business. I want to do this. I want to change the world. And let's just get going. And let me get that material benefit, right? In terms of money or whatever. I'm still like living on my savings from all the time that I've worked. But when I came here and saw how nature works, it's so fluid, yet it's disciplined in terms of the sun rises and sets. Everything happens there. But one day could be windy, one day could be hot, one day could be this, one day could be, raining. You've got to adapt and be fluid in life. And that is what brought me to a space where I was like, okay, let me just cut short in everything and let me give myself that time. And that's where I grew in my spiritual dimension per se, where I was praying every day, but I added more tools and techniques to it. And somehow when you give yourself that space, you declare to the universe that, yeah, I'm investing in my space. And I got resources from different people who were there in their journey as well. And I started connecting more to my ancestors, back to my roots and back to the deities that I worship. But now I didn't worship them, I connected with them. There's a huge difference between just like relentlessly chanting something and just thinking about what you want in your life instead of surrendering to the process, where now you're consciously sitting, whatever mantra, whatever affirmation you have, you're sitting, but you're infusing the feelings within you and you're just being. You don't think about what's next in your to-do list. You don't think about, oh my God, I have to go to work, I have to quickly finish my prayer as a ritual. You're not all of that. You're just giving yourself that time where time in itself gets lost. The flow state. And that's where I grew spiritually. And let me tell you, I've had mystical experiences. I've had my own share of, ego deaths, I want to call it, because the more I understood how selfish I was, the more I could go to a place of selflessness. Because at the end, we're all one. And nature describes that. I mean, have you seen a plant or a leaf? They have hair. We also have hair on our body. How do we think that we're so disconnected to everything that's around us? We're all on this one particular planet. So let's embrace that, guys. So from my growing in spirituality, I now move on to the next gem, which was downtime and integration, which brings me back to the same thought process, right? I gave myself that space, was so present, and gave myself pauses from all commitments in my life. Social media, I was completely cut off from the world, and actually saw how much I had learned over the years and tried to integrate those teachings. Integration is nothing but whatever you've learned. Have you taken a step back and seen how much have you put those teachings into action in your life? Let's just say, I know that waking up early is great, but have I done that in my life? Yeah, I have. So that means I've integrated that teaching, because I've understood that if I sleep early and I wake up early in the morning, I get so much time where there's no busyness. These are tips from top performers, by the way. There's no busyness in the life because people don't wake up early. They just wake up half an hour before they really have to go to work or whatever and, calculate that time. We're so consumed in external things that we don't understand how much of our internal being needs those tweaks and twitches. So I gave myself that time to integrate all those teachings, those energy healing practices, self-development practices. And then from that space, I could understand who I truly am and what do I actually stand for. Because that was the foundation of my core values. By the way, one of them is love. I just love loving, guys. I mean, when I meet a person, I see them beyond all their facades, because I know they're going through their journeys, their stories, their traumas. But it brought not just compassion to myself, because now I understood who I am and why did I enact in certain ways and dissolve those pain and those traumas within me. But I could see and be more compassionate to the other person as well, that they're playing out their stories, their pain stories, their traumas, their life experiences, which may be good, which may be bad, but at the end of the day, we can only really free ourselves when we know ourselves. So this downtime and integration gave me that time to hone and bring out all those innate gifts within me. Which brings me to my last, which was teaching and sharing. And now from this space that I understood who I am, still in the process of exploring so many other things in my life, I thought, yeah, this is a good time to teach and share. Not just in my immediate circle, but online. Because I know we're all in this together, and the more we develop ourselves, we're going to create a world which has pretty good shared values, with people coming from a space of authenticity and not a facade, not those masks that we've put in because we've learned it that way. You have to unlearn to learn yourself. And teaching isn't just about giving, it's about receiving. Everything is a teacher to me. When I go into a space, I see how can I be inspired by different people. If someone triggered me or pinched me in some way or the other, how did I get triggered in the first place? Anger is always within you. The other person can never make you angry. You get angry because it's within you, and there's a part of yourself that you didn't like, which really grows your self-worth, guys. So here I am sharing my experiences, because I know that when I share, I receive so much more. And through our shared experiences, we grow into an amazing community who are not just working on ourselves, but creating a world that is based on collaboration, actual gifts, material benefits come with it, but building the new earth per se, the new age word, the new earth, where competition and pulling each other down is not the answer, but inspiring each other, learning from each other is so much more powerful. So here I am with my gems. I hope you liked it, something resonated with you, and if it did, comment below with what it is and what do you really want to hear from me, because I love to share my experiences, but sometimes you just want to hear from the ones who look at you from the other side of the camera as to what is it that sparked something within you, and I touch base on those